As the first light of dawn spills over the village, 35-year-old Zakir, a farmer, steps into the courtyard. At the courtyard pump, he freshens up, the cool water refreshing him for the long day ahead. The household is already bustling with activity. His wife lets the ducks and chickens out. They're quacking and clucking, quickly filling the yard. The children wake up slowly, and the air is filled with the familiar sounds of a peaceful morning in the countryside. Zakir carefully pours fuel from a big jerry can into a bottle. This will provide power for his tractor today. But first, he decides to grab some breakfast. A short walk takes him to a busy roadside tea stall that is already full of life. Men gather around, sipping their steaming cups as they share stories about politics, crops, and news from distant places. These stalls are more than just places to eat. They are the lively center of the village. Zakir picks a packet of biscuits and dips them into his tea as he joins the conversation. This moment is brief but essential, a pause before the day's work begins. Before leaving, he places a betel leaf in his mouth and pockets a few more. This is a familiar habit in rural Bangladesh. After settling his bill, he heads toward the wetland, ready for the day ahead. Today, Zakir has a full day of hard work ahead. After arriving at the wetland, he puts on his work clothes and steps into the water. Where large bundles of jute have been soaking for several days. To make the tough job of separating the fibers from the soaked jute easier, a few workers are helping him today. Together with his younger brother Alamin, he pushes the heavy, waterlogged plants toward the shore. On the bank, the team gets to work quickly. They start by peeling the soft fibers, washing them thoroughly, and spreading them out to dry under the sun. While Alamin stays to help, Zakir moves to another area of the wetland. In this area, things are a bit different. Farmers are busy planting paddy seedlings into the fields. Many workers are already hard at work, so Zakir joins to help. These wetlands are vital for Bangladesh's food production, thanks to the farmers who work tirelessly from dawn until dusk. Their daily routine is well known. Some farmers gently pull young plants from their beds, while others carry these plants on their shoulders or heads to the fields. Finally, they carefully plant them in the soft, wet soil, ensuring a good harvest. The process begins with plowing the land. After each harvest, it's essential to prepare the ground for the next crop. Zakir spends much of his day working with the plow, both on his own land and helping others to earn some extra money. Today, he has several fields to work on. Once he's done planting the seedlings, Zakir heads back toward the road. He changes into his work clothes again, grabs his fuel bottle, and makes his way to the tractor. The walk is slow and challenging due to the muddy ground, with each step sinking almost to his ankle. He approaches the tractor and inspects it thoroughly before refueling. Then, with the help of another person, he starts the engine and the machine roars to life, signaling the beginning of his hard work. Plowing the fields is tough. The bumps jolt him, the loud engine drowns everything out, and mud splatters all over him, making him almost unrecognizable. Yet, Zakir keeps moving from one field to the next without taking a break. Meanwhile, birds follow closely behind, looking for insects and worms that the plow has turned up. Once he finishes plowing, the next step is to prepare the land for planting crops. First, the farmer spreads fertilizer to enrich and soften the soil. Then, he levels the ground by using a wooden plank tied with ropes. He drags this plank across the field, often adding weights with buckets or bags filled with mud to help flatten it out. He goes back and forth, patiently evening out the ground until it's ready for planting. A couple of days later, when the time comes to plant the seedlings, men and women work side by side in the waterlogged fields. During this season, workers come from other parts of the country to work on contract. The sight of the women labourers is particularly striking as they plant one seedling after another in neat, endless rows. The sun is already shining brightly in the sky, even though it's just 10 a.m. The heat is already intense. From Zakir's home, breakfast is ready. A simple yet filling meal of khichuri, which is rice and lentils cooked together with potatoes, along with some fried eggs. The workers take a break from their tasks and come together to enjoy the morning meal. One by one, they grab their plates and sit down on the grass beside the road. Nearby, one of the workers picks some fresh green chilies from a garden to add some spice to their food. Some workers find shade under trees to eat, while others choose to sit on higher patches of land in the surrounding wetland area. A refreshing breeze flows through the area, causing the leaves of the tall trees lining the road to dance gently. In this place, the harsh sunlight rarely hits your skin directly. The stunning beauty of the wetlands in Bangladesh is hard to describe. It's filled with colourful wildflowers, fluttering butterflies, and the serene sight of white water lilies blooming in the calm water, which is the national flower of Bangladesh. After spending hours working hard, sitting here in the cool breeze brings a sense of relaxation that instantly makes all the tiredness fade away. Once the workers finish their meals, Zakir steps out of the wetland, washes his face, and sits down to eat. His plate is filled with khichuri, and as he enjoys his meal, a cool breeze offers a rare moment of comfort. Once he's done eating, he chews on a betel leaf and chats with familiar faces nearby. Meanwhile, his younger brother, Alamin, is already back at work. He gathers the leftover jute sticks, ties them into bundles, and sets them out to dry. After a short rest, Zakir returns to the wetland. There are still several hours of work ahead. With steady steps, he wades back toward the center of the wetland. In the fields, young boys are often seen assisting their fathers alongside adult workers. While most children their age are playing, these boys are already acquiring the skills of farming, a tradition handed down from their fathers and grandfathers, and a lifestyle they have adopted as their own. Back at Zakir's home, preparations for lunch are already in full swing. Today's menu includes rice, lentils, and chicken curry, enough to feed Zakir, Alamin, and the 8 other laborers who will share the meal. Zakir's house exemplifies a modern rural Bangladeshi home. To speak of the difference from the past, instead of clay, now brick, cement, and sand are used. Just outside is the central kitchen, where Zakir's wife and mother work side by side over steaming pots. Children, including Zakir's daughter and niece, gather around, watching and playing, filling the household with laughter and life. Step inside and you'll find a vibrant house filled with agricultural life. Chickens roam, sacks of fertilizer and seed line the veranda, and fishing nets hang above. It may seem chaotic at first, but everything has its place and purpose. Once cooking is complete, Zakir's mother serves the food into a bowl. At that moment, Alamin arrives from the wetland, his van filled with bundles of dried jute sticks. After unloading them, he carefully packs the lunch into the van, along with pitchers and bottles of water, before heading off to the fields. At this point in the day, the sun is high in the sky. When Alamin arrives at the wetland, the workers pause their tasks and gather around for lunch. One by one, they fill their plates with food and settle down on the grass beside the road. It's a brief moment of relaxation amid a long day of hard work. However, Zakir is still busy plowing the land. After everyone finishes eating, they return to their jobs, and finally, Zakir drives his tractor out of the wetland. He looks unrecognizable, covered in thick layers of mud from head to toe. After parking his tractor by the side of the road, Zakir steps into the water to wash off the mud. Feeling hungry after hours of work, he quickly fills his plate and eats standing up. In just a few moments, his plate is empty. Then he has a brief conversation with someone passing by on the road before returning to work. On these rural roads, bicycles and vans are the most common vehicles, with motorbikes also being quite common. Every now and then, a large truck drives by. But many locals prefer to walk. After a short rest, Zakir now begins to gather jute stalks. But before long, dark clouds gather in the sky, a common sight in this season when rain can come out of nowhere. Today is no exception, as a heavy downpour approaches from the north, pushed by strong winds. Even with the storm looming, Zakir and his brother Alamin continue their work. They load dry jute sticks onto a van while the rain lashes against them. Once they're done, Zakir hops onto his tractor and heads over to another piece of land that needs to be ploughed. Upon arrival, he gets back to work. The rain falls heavily around him, but Zakir doesn't let it distract him. He stays focused on the field in front of him. In these villages, rain changes everything. The sound of raindrops falling on tin roofs creates a lively tune, mixing with the fresh, earthy smell that rises from the wet ground. Once he finishes his work, it's time for Zakir to go home, but not before he stops for a cup of tea. He steps into a small tea stall along the way, where many people have gathered to escape the downpour. Inside, the atmosphere is cozy and filled with chatter. As everyone enjoys their tea and biscuits while sharing friendly conversations, all while the rain continues to fall outside in gentle sheets. After finishing his tea, Zakir takes a quick 5-minute walk back to his house. Once home, he freshens up before heading out again, this time to the market to buy some household supplies. Meanwhile, Alamin is still busy with his work. He returns with the van, unloading and neatly arranging bundles of jute. Zakir takes his motorbike and rides into the market. First, he stops at the vegetable stalls, selecting a variety of fresh vegetables. Then, from the fruit cellar, he selects some seasonal fruits. After he finishes all his shopping, he sits down again for another cup of tea. Enjoying a little break before he heads back home. As another busy day comes to an end for Zakir, it reflects the experiences of countless farmers throughout Bangladesh. One hard truth weighs heavily on these hard-working individuals. Despite putting in long hours in harsh conditions, they often do not get a fair price for the crops they grow. Still, they keep working diligently through the blazing sun and heavy rain, providing food for the country season after season, year after year. With the proper support from the government, the lives of these farmers could improve significantly. Teaching them modern farming methods and ensuring they have access to fair markets is essential. It's time for meaningful actions to be taken so that the people who feed us can finally earn the rewards they deserve.